Question from chapter 86, verse 10.
Chapter 86, verse 10.
Yes.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنه على رجعه لقادر يوم تبلى السرائر فما له من قوة ولا ناصر. The translation is, surely Allah has the power to bring him back to life on the day when secrets shall be disclosed, and he shall have no strength and no helper.
So this day يوم تبلى السرائر. This day يوم تبلى السرائر. Does it has any connection with the advent of the promised Messiah?
Read the verse again.
يوم تبلى السرائر. He says,
before that, then I'll be able to answer.
إنه على رجعه لقادر يوم تبلى السرائر فما له من قوة ولا ناصر.
Ala Rajihi refers to man.
Yes. The translation, surely Allah has the power. إنه على رجعه. فلينظر الإنسان مما خلق من ماء دافق يخرج من بين الصلب والترائب إنه على رجعه لقادر.
Again,
يوم تبلى السرائر فما له من قوة ولا ناصر.
This is the whole description on which the question should be based, not on a partial verse. Right from the beginning, man is shown a beginning of his creation, which is apparently extremely insignificant. Not only that, it's also described in a manner as man should be ashamed if we didn't know the wonders which are wrapped in that beginning. Apparently it was a small beginning like kirme khaki, a worm-like beginning. So who could take pride in this beginning? And he knows it. He should consider that after all he had a very small and humble beginning. Then he grew into man. And then he began to decline. And when he declined, he became rotting bones and dust. But God promises that He would raise him once again, despite all this, what has become of him. So this is the full message. Now raise your question.
This raising, does it have any connection with the spiritual revival of the little race?
Of course, it can be inferred from this, but you will have problems. If you infer from this, then the beginning of Islam will have to be mentioned as beginning like a human cell is born. That's not true. The beginning of Islam is the most glorious beginning. It started at the hand of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So one should understand what he's saying in search of more proofs for the sake of Ahmadiyyah. You see, it may become disgraceful sometimes, this exercise, and that is why, to my knowledge, Hazrat Muslim has not employed this verse in the proofs in favor of his advent. Because he loved Rasulullah most, and he could not have referred to a verse which could in any way be interpreted wrongly. Although there is nothing wrong in this beginning, personally I believe, because the wonders which are mentioned in the form of a capsulated small cell which contains all the wonders, that is a very great declaration. And it also applies, in a sense, in the moral and deeper sense, to Surah Fatiha. Surah Fatiha, as compared to human reproductive cell, is a verbal revelation of Allah's word. But like the human cell which replicates and grows into humans, it contains all the properties which man would reveal after he has been given birth. None of human properties are added later on. All of them are contained in the cellular tissues of the sperm which gives birth to human, and the ovum of the woman which gives birth. The first thing that comes out of their union contains such fantastic detail of the development of the child that it is written there that at such age your eyes should start weakening, your teeth should stop growing, your ears should become deafer and deafer, and this thing happened to this system and that system. All that is written. If it was not written and predetermined in this sense, then man could live forever. So the rise and fall of every human is inscribed in the genes which carry the cells which are mentioned in this. So although if you go deeper, there is no disrespect in referring the beginning of Islam to a building like this, because in that beginning the basis of the building was laid, which was to grow to the highest elevations with the progress of Islam further and replication of Islamic message all over the world. All that was contained in the initial cell of Surah Fatiha, and that grew into Quran and it grew into the universe. So if you seek such arguments in favor of Ahmadiyyah, with this meaning as I have described, there is nothing wrong, nothing disrespectful. But what would be the purpose? Our enemies or adversaries do not understand even simple statements categorically mentioned by the Quran. How would they follow this very minute and intricate argument which I am developing? And how many Ahmadis will be able to develop this argument from this? So it's useless. Forget about this effort, which is good in the sense that you wish well of Ahmadiyyat and its message. It's useless. It will not produce any effect you think it may. Right?
It's also difficult for me to translate.
What?
It is also difficult for me to translate.
Yes.